first came to your class, I had just gotten, it was a bad part of my life. I had just gone through a horrible, traumatic time in my life. I had been through a horrible rape. Didn't know how to get through it. I had met Kim at a function. I couldn't even get through the function, and they were just talking about situations. I had gotten a hold of her number, and I followed up later, not right away. It took 2 more incidents before I really got serious. And I was having night terrors at the time. I had already had post-traumatic stress disorder because I had gone through other sexual assaults in my life. My background didn't help the situation any, but this just furthered it. So when I came to your class, I was ready to try anything, absolutely anything. And I was pretty scared. I'd always been scared of my shadow. So I was like, we'll try this. So I took a deep breath and showed up, suited up, looked around a little bit, and I saw you guys, and I'm still really apprehensive. Brought my little notebook, brought everything I was told, and seminar started. I was like, these guys are really tall in here. We had some really tall guys, and but there were other people. We had some younger girls, and they were with their dad, I think, and I was like, I started listening, really listening. I think one of the main things that stuck out for me during class was the fear cycle, and false evidence appearing real, and how we can kind of control that. And I remember sitting there thinking, there's no way you can control fear, because I was living it daily, every day. Fear of just going outside, fear of what was in my head that my attacker did to me. And they started to show us how to combat it, and this fear theory, and I'm like, what the, this, we started practicing it. I remember feeling a little bit more, this might be able to work. And I was throwing a couple, and I was like, wow. And I was working out with these 2 guys that were like towers compared to me. And I couldn't even, I'm standing at 4'11", and the guys that I worked with were over 6 foot. I think one of them might have been 6'3", and they were both like twin towers. And they're like, we can lower it down to you, and I could work with them. And I'm like, how am I working out with these guys? How am I kicking? I'm like, I'm doing this. And I'm like, I felt for the first time in my life that I felt empowered, that I could actually, and they talked about, making sure where to look, and make sure your head's on a swivel, make sure that I knew where I was at all times. I mean, simple things like don't wear earbuds, know where your surroundings are. Make sure, not to do things like have people follow you. And I was like, wow, these are simple things that anybody can do. It doesn't take a genius anymore, and they believed in me. And if they believed in me, I could start believing in myself again. You know, I didn't have to be afraid anymore. I could start standing up little by little again. And I remember we would do scenarios. And the very last thing we did was a scenario with a shopping bag. And, you know, I was like, well, okay. And we were all a bit nervous, and, you know, everybody, so I forgot where I was at, and everybody's going, what's going on. And of course, they didn't send the last person back to tell us. But all we knew was it was shopping bags. And I can remember thinking, oh, okay, what's this going to be? So we knew how to you know, so I'm kind of going over this in my mind. I mean, what possible could this be? I'm like, oh, it's just Daniel, so, you know, this isn't going to be that bad. You know, the flinch, this, and you're going over it, you know, in your mind. So I can remember going outside, and I can remember, and I was like, but the one thing I remembered at the end is I got the gun. I was like, I don't care if I got shot in the leg. I don't care. And the adrenaline rush I had, and the feeling that I did it. I did it. And after the 8-hour course, I did it. No one else did it for me. I did it. And for the first time after class, I can honestly say, that night I slept a full night without any night terrors. And I had no fear that night when I went home for the first time. This is my attacker raped me. And I'm taking the classes on Monday nights now. And I'm so excited.